What's up, guys? This is Ardinal7. Welcome back to the channel. I am back posting war videos again for Season 42. Last season, Season 41, my Alliance LVT was not pushing competitively in Alliance War, so I was not recording or posting videos, but we are back. So coming into Season 42, this is War 1, LVT versus LOXC. Everyone's excited to be pushing and being competitive again here in Alliance War. So for War 1, I am bringing Apocalypse, Cable for the synergy, and Red Hulk for just one fight. I have 6 fights this war. I've got Path 7 in Section 1, Node 21, Node 26, and then Path 7 in Section 2. The majority of these fights are going to be with my new Rank 5 Apocalypse. He's going to be just a tank at Rank 5, and I've got a whole bunch of skill champs for him to kind of plow through. I am fully boosted here. I've got the Mutant Special Boosts on. I still used a PS1, and I'm running full Suicides. The intention on the Suicides here is really just to become bleed immune, because I've got a Nick Fury later on Node 26. So I just wanted to make sure that I could not get a bleed debuff at all during that fight. So with the PS1, it's just, get to the Special 2, and that basically kills Kingpin here. I could have thrown the SP3 to finish it, but he's done. Up next, I've got Agent Venom on Node 16, the second fight on Path 7. Took a quick break to use a healing potion or two on Apocalypse to top him off, and I've still got the PS1 running, so the game plan here is get to SP2, and that should kill him. Apocalypse works wonders on Path 7 because he reduces their ability accuracy to purify by 100%, so somebody like Kingpin or Agent Venom here can't even purify anything. Next up is Red Hulk versus Man-Thing on Node 21. I still have my Suicides on. I'm still fully boosted from the first 2 fights. So I'm not even going to throw a special here because the node Red Hulk is going to get heat charges very, very quickly. I'm going to have a ton of damage. I don't need to be throwing SP1s or SP2s or anything. If you get to push to an SP3, you could certainly use an SP3. On top of that, this is the only fight this war that I brought Red Hulk for, so I'm not even worried about my health necessarily. I could be throwing specials here, and taking the recoil doesn't even matter. But when fighting Man-Thing, I much prefer to dex his SP2, so I push him to SP2 both times here, and just trying to get him to throw this one. Go back in, hit him a couple times. Back to SP2, dex away, and he is done. Nice and easy. And we are back to Apocalypse for the rest of the war. Coming to this fight, I turned my Suicides off. The main point of having those on was to get Apocalypse's bleed immunity. I didn't want to take a hit from Nick Fury and take a bunch of my damage down. On top of that, with the Mutant Powerback boosts, with Suicides on, I was getting pushed to SP3. So I wanted to make sure that I could constantly be throwing SP2s into Nick Fury here. So I'm going to bait his SP2, throw my SP2. Powerback is going to bring me straight back to another one. The trick is here, just don't let him throw SP1s, bait heavies, especially when he's stun immune here. I'm going to throw another SP2. Mutant Powerback boost, bring me right back. I've got another one. I'm going to dex his SP2, one more of my own, and the fight is over. So even with the shocks on me, took a little bit of damage, but very, very safe fight, especially for a rank 5. All right, into Section 2, I've got Path 7 again. This is Apocalypse versus Jabari Panther on Node 33. Jabari Panther is a tactic defender, but they have nerfed the tactic so that it's pretty negligible. If I'm throwing my big, long SP2 animation that Apocalypse has, and she's got a bunch of prowess on her, I mean, there is some danger of her power getting really high. And then the other thing I have to kind of watch here is just her cleanses, because Apocalypse doesn't reduce her likelihood of throwing a cleanse. But I've got a PS1 on. I'm going to throw my SP2 as soon as I get it, and then a couple more hits, I'm back to SP2 again. Second one's going to kill her. Nice and quick. Apocalypse got plenty of damage, and it's a nice and easy fight. Fight number 6, and my last fight for the war, is Apocalypse versus Misty Knight on node 43. Once I saw the fight plan for the war today, this was the one that I was most concerned about. Misty Knight has a pretty complicated kit and some annoying evades. But the most important thing is to be baiting her SP1s. Her SP2 can get you in trouble. So baiting out her SP1, there I get clipped, but not a big deal. For the node, it's got knockdown protection. So in general, I'm going to try to avoid parries because that gives her anti-armor charges, anti-metal charges, whatever it's called. And so I'm trying to get her to throw a heavy so I can counter and throw my own heavy. But then there, now you see her silly evade. She's got 12 of the cryogenic charges, and I think each one gives her like a 1% chance to evade or something. So she's got a decent chance here when she's capped out at 12. I end up getting pushed to an SB3, but I'm just going to throw it to reset my power so I can get back to an SB2, which is where Apocalypse's big damage shines. Coming out of my SB3, I'm just going to bait out her SB1 again, and then we just kind of start over. Wasn't going exactly as planned, but we can reset here. So the one good thing about Apocalypse is that every time she evades, I'm going to reduce her likelihood to do so again. So as long as I'm not getting countered and getting hit hard, don't throw a full combo into her when she's got a bunch of charges and she's not stunned or anything. So baiting out another SP1, and she is non-cooperative. So I'm just going to get some space here with the heavy. There's the SP1. And then I'm going to try to knock her down just so I can get some big damage on my SP2 here. So there's the heavy. I'm going to counter it with my own. And now I can drop my big SP2. And that's some big fat damage, and she is done. That is a wrap for War Number 1, Season 42. Thanks for coming back. Sorry for the hiatus, but I will be posting videos all season long. Thanks, guys.